I previously addressed women who spread hatred against men. There are also men who spread hatred against women. Men in the Medisphere, and if you're not familiar with what the Medisphere is, it's a community of men who speak about relationships, dating, self-improvement, and other societal issues as well from a male perspective. The ones that appeal to men are the ones that suggest that in order for them to become higher value men, they need to date as many women as possible. And they usually address topics that touch the pain points of men. They would talk about hypergamy and how women are hypergamous, how they seek always a man who is higher status than them, and how they would easily dump you if they find another better option. And while I don't want to discuss the accuracy of these arguments, that's not my point here. It's just to tell you that men are being exposed to certain ideas, and if they're having bad experiences with women and they got hurt by some of them, they would have negative attitudes towards women. They interpret certain ideas in a negative way, just based on their own experiences. And I'm not surprised, because I know that two people will have two different conclusions from the same piece of content. That doesn't surprise me. But I'm here to tell you that some things are not just open to a wide interpretation. Some things are explicitly said. If you want to be a higher value man, you'll have to sleep with a bunch of women. And these same men will also deem a woman with a higher body count as a used good. They're advising men to sleep with a bunch of women, and what they perceive a woman to be a higher value woman is the woman who has less body count. And at the same time, they will call a woman who sleeps with a bunch of dudes to be a slut. So when a man is graduating from this school of thought, in his mind, the ultimate goal is to experience a lot of flavors before choosing the best one. And just like every war has innocent casualties, the experiments of these graduates will also have innocent casualties. And I would like to believe that any woman who's watching my videos is not a woman who will be happy or who will enjoy being part of these experiments. I'm aware that some women enjoy these types of relationships, and some of them wouldn't break down if they encounter someone who wanted to play with them or who played with them. And for sure, there are some women who are the players, who are the woman that a man should be careful of. But I doubt that any of these women is watching my videos. So that's just an overview for you to know what's going on in the sexual marketplace right now. I believe that the solution to many of the relationship problems and to many of the encounters, the bad encounters that you might experience and you might come across, is by taking preventive measures when you are selecting the man. You need to be selective, and you need to study who do you allow into your life, because you are the gatekeeper, as they say. When I discuss religion, as I told you, I'm not trying to revert anyone to Islam. I spoke already to some of you, and some of you are already Muslims, and some of you were born Muslim, which is good. But the reason I bring the idea of God into the situation here is that God already gave us a rigid paradigm on how we can have a fulfilling life, how we can establish meaningful relationships. There is also the other way of looking at things, which is social science, psychology, sociology, and it's not something bad. I enjoy reading about psychology and understanding the mental processes and the human behavior. It is interesting, but there's a subjectivity problem there. Science cannot tell you what is right and what is wrong. We are all biased by our own experiences, and we will interpret the same thing differently. The same way we study in politics about terrorism and counter-terrorism. A soldier is perceived to be a freedom fighter in one side of the spectrum, and is perceived to be a terrorist in the other side of the spectrum. So we interpret the same thing differently based on where we stand in the spectrum. What I consider right, you might consider wrong, and vice versa. And this makes establishing a direct cause and effect relationship very difficult. And when it comes to ethical considerations, any social science research or any social science phenomena should be coming from a strict ethical guideline. And this is to ensure everyone's well-being. When we talk today about the unstable families, the meaningless relationships, It is a result of a lack of these strict ethical guidelines. Science itself cannot definitively tell us what is wrong and what is not. We as humans, as people, as social animals, we tend to revert to traditions. We tend to revert to things we inherited from our ancestors. And we tend sometimes to revert to religion. And so you have, based on your understanding and based on your judgment, to choose the credible source from where you extract these guidelines. And there's something that will help you choose the right source. Look at the people who went through the path you will be taking. Look at them and see where did they land. If what you see is pleasant, then you can take this route. If what you see isn't pleasant, then probably they took the wrong route. If I join a company where I see the CEO of this company, I know that my end goal is going to be that CEO, and I look at the life of this CEO. Is this CEO having the life I wish to have? He is what I want to be in maybe 10 years, right? Does he have all what I want to have? Will I be fulfilled once I am in his place? If I look at him and I look at his lifestyle, I look at the responsibilities he has, and it's not pleasant to me, it means that I don't want to take this route. I can cut the trip short and choose another route. In the same way, you can look at the people who took this road and see where they are right now and ask yourself, will I be happy if I will be in their place? Of course, every journey will be different, but there will be things that you will see that can apply to you, that can tell you something about this journey as a whole.